With my skill level, obviously over time I've proven to everyone and myself that like, oh, I can beat things fast. Still when
Freaking Zodiac, I've been on it for 6 years.
yeah,
But that's just
I mean,
'cause
that's
on and off of it. So,
yeah. And also the game's not really fun when every time you want to play something else, the entire community comes at you to do a
Yeah.
specific level.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Which-
you if
Yeah, this can transition perfectly.
yeah, I was genuinely gonna ask you like if it feels mandatory at this point, trying to stay at the #1 spot because of like community pressure.
Oh, I mean, I haven't really had to try to stay at #1 because I've just naturally played a lot of levels that I have wanted to. I mean, like I can like Amethyst, like it's terrible. Don't get me wrong, but I've always wanted to try to do a top 1 in my current skill level, and with me almost beating it in like 2 or 3 weeks, gives me the impression that, like, obviously I haven't really played it much ever since I got 80. Like I got 79 like last week, but that was the last time I touched the level. And I mean, it's just like I've already kind of proved that like I'm still really good. Like if I can almost basically in a nutshell get like 97 on a top 1 in 3 weeks, where like a lot of my time honestly, because I kind of just proved to myself, because I've always wondered the question of how I would do at a current top 1. Now that like I know the answer, is like, oh, I still got it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, February up until July, you beat Thinking Space 2, and now you like what, like 5 inputs away from beating Amethyst. Like, that's
Yeah.
like, would you consider Thinking Space 2 harder than Citadel?
I mean, I don't. It's just. I mean, obviously everyone's asked me this question so much because it's like, it's a you know, how could you not ask me this
Well,
question?
yeah. I mean, I guess realistically it only matters once after it's rated, but I mean, it's still obviously very, like, the community is very curious about that.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason why in the verification process, why I never really thought it was top 1, was mostly just because of the fact that I just thought I was getting unlucky, and that it was my fault, and that the gameplay wasn't actually that bad. And obviously, ever since I did verify it, I do look back on it, and I see others try it, and I'm like, huh, maybe it wasn't me. Because whenever I verify levels, I naturally take longer. I mean, it's not just me, but like, whenever anyone verifies a level, they naturally take longer to beat it than First Victor or whatever. Besides Nullscapes. That one's the interesting one. And, you know, that like, idea of like, oh, verifications take longer has basically just like grown into me to the point where it's like, oh yeah, I mean, the reason why I haven't beaten the CS is like, oh, verification, blah blah blah, like, it's probably not top 1 because even though I'm spending so long on it, the gameplay's probably not that hard. And then when it comes out, what would you know? It's actually quite difficult.
No, I thought it'd be like top 30.
Yeah, I mean, I did. Like, the verification progress is so weird to me because the thing with my verifications, I change so much all the time, because anytime I get a little tilted, I'm like, oh, I'll nerf it a little bit. And anytime I feel like any part's too easy, I'll buff it a little bit, or just like, I'll ironically buff something as well, just because I'm just like, oh, like,
natural balancing of a level.
yeah.
Yeah, it's usually what I kind of like tell myself, like, oh, these verifications are gonna take a lot longer, because the process of buffing and nerfing is in every single verification process, and
Yeah, and due to that, you have to change your click pattern compared to with like after it's like verified, you won't change the level, which means you just have to. Your brain is forced to learn that click pattern instead of it changing on you every few days because you decide to change something in the level.
yeah.
It's probably one of the reasons why verifications take a lot longer.
And
Yeah.
throughout the, what is it now, gonna be 12 years in August of next year, or next month.
Oh wow.
Yeah, August 13th, it's gonna be 12 years old, the game. Who's your favorite number 1 player, if it's not yourself?
Oh no, I hate myself. I mean, I gotta give it to technical, bro. I think it's not. I mean, do I think like Tech is like the best person? You know, the best geometry type player, not in terms of skill, but like everything in general. Obviously, no. But like Tech's like personality, and I think what helped the most was the gang in general. I think that entire era and him being so good but still being like, you know, I think he was like what, 17, 18 at the time.
Yeah,
And he had this whole
age top plays.
Yeah, and he had this whole like friend group behind him, and they're like all trying to, you know, bring like good content positivity. Like, I think that is like the perfect reason why like Tech is just like my favorite. I think very close second is N-Swish, not because of the fact that's like, you know, I mean he was just destroying levels. Oh my god, like, he was a demon out there. But I mean that, like, the reason why I like N-Swish so much is just because like I literally kind of did the exact same thing like they did, and they were basically the biggest inspiration for me, so that's why.
I mean, yeah, it's like, I remember I took your profile picture, or either I took yours or I took N-Swish's. I changed the hue of it, of the color, and I like rotated it 90 degrees, and it just looked like the same thing. Because the letter Z and the letter N are just sideways of each other. And you just change it to make it look purple, or you change N-Swish's to make it look blue, and it's like, that alone is a resemblance, outside of the fact that you both just completely destroy every single extreme demon that shows up on the list. But honestly, if I were to give that to anybody, I would say probably Sonic's, but that's just because I'm a freaking unk at this game, and he was gonna be one level away from beating the top 50.
Yeah. I was kinda in the community, but not really. I was like actual child.
Oh yeah.
When Sonic's was in like, obviously, like I basically joined the community in like 2020, 2021. That was like when I first got into the Discord servers and all that stuff.
You have videos that refers from like early 2021 that were GD, but you also had videos that were Minecraft. What was that all about?
I mean, what is there not to speak? I was a Minecraft demon. I still am.
Like,
so
did you try anything other than Minecraft before that?
Oh god, no. Nah. I uploaded Minecraft content like a long time ago. Mostly, it wasn't content. I think there was only one video I had back then, which is now privated, which was like truly content. Maybe two. I tried a little bit, but I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know how to edit much at all, because I was literally in like 8th grade, like, you know, it was COVID time.
Relatable.
Yeah, but obviously I've had this natural thing to be good at games, so my first Minecraft video is like a world record that I got a long time ago in speedrunning Egg Wars, which was like pretty cool at the time for me, because that's like all I did.
That makes sense. I definitely think everyone will probably start out with Minecraft.
Like,
popular.
I mean, I think one of the things is my joy in most games is just trying to be better than I was the day before. So that's why, you know, that's why GD is probably one of the games where I clicked onto the most. Mostly because I think once I got a keyboard, I was like, oh damn, I can actually be really good at this. And then it's also just like a game where like every day you see improvement in yourself most of the time. Depends.
Yeah.
You go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I definitely think I see John Citadel as a game that can actually help you with real life things when it comes to like reaction times, or like being good at, like, I think it's helped me be good at decision making, mostly because I make stupid decision to jump to Zodiac, and then I decide to wait until my brain matures, and then now I have a better grasp of it.
Yep.
So,
sounds about right.
As every kid tried to do in 2019, because they thought Zodiac was accessible.
You know, low-key, for what it's worth, Zodiac is accessible in some sense. Still hard.
True. It's accessible for runs, but it's really hard for, like, going from 0.
I think that's just like a skill. Yeah, it's hard.
It's a skill issue. Because, like, what motivated you to jump to it from Bloodbath?
It was a very long time ago, so I don't really remember what exactly. Like, I kind of remember the first time I opened the level. Like, I just played it because when I was playing it, I was just like, oh, I actually like the level. I was just genuinely, like, intrigued. I was like, oh, you know, this level's, like, actually kind of cool. And I think when I first started on it, it was mostly the fact that I always wanted to pick a really hard level in the game, and everything else that I saw on the list at the time was, like, impossible. But then when I see Zodiac, I'm like, oh, this isn't even that bad. You know, I did get a reality check later on that I was like, damn, this is, like, impossible. But it was mostly the fact that, like, once I started, I think a lot of my friends at the time, like, kind of just helped me motivate me. I was like, yeah, you should just do it because it'll be fun, you know, or it'll be funny and stuff like that. And that's why at the end of my, like, list of people because they were literally there like all the time when I was playing because I rarely played Zodiac, if at all, besides when I'm on a Discord call with those people. So
Yeah,
I think that's where my determination came from for it.
yeah, I would say Zodiac is definitely in the top 5 of like some of the best top 1s we've had in the game. I mean,
Well, I'd say top 4.
I'd probably top. I don't know. I would say top 5, but I will ask you what top 1 do you think is the best?
The best top 1 level to ever be a top 1.
Yeah.
I mean, there's many metrics you can base it off of. You can base it off of accessibility. You can base it off of purely, like, the feelings of a top 1, you know? Like, oh, this level's ruthless and stuff. So, I'd probably give it to Slaughterhouse, just because of, like, I mean, how do you beat that as a top 1 when it comes to, like, how the vibes that it gives off? The, you know, ruthlessness, how everyone knew what it was when it was top 1. I mean, people still know about it like hell, but when it was top 1, everyone, like, when you watch it, you're just like, damn, this is top 1. But, I mean, the gameplay in Slaughterhouse is abhorrently terrible, we all know this. And I probably, like, for vibes of a top 1, Slaughterhouse easily wins this. Like, I don't even think Grief is as good as Slaughterhouse when it comes to, like, top 1 vibes. Grief is pretty cool, but Slaughterhouse is, ooh, it's just great, it's perfect.
It's better aura.
And then, yeah, and then in accessibility top 1 terms, probably Zodiac. I don't think, maybe, nah, I'd probably say Zodiac just purely because of its length and just how early 2.1, mid 2.1 it is and feels. And, I mean, I've played it again since, and it's just like, it's a well-rounded level where you kind of test everything in a skill, because you test cube timings, you test ship, you test click sync, you test wave, you test weird, you know, unorthodox gameplay, specifically in Samifying, you test choke points, you test, like, there's such a well-rounded everything in that level that's why I consider that one to be the most accessible, because it just is a well-rounded level. You don't have to be good at a specific thing to go into Zodiac and be like, okay, I can't do this unless I'm good at this thing. Thankfully, it's a level where you don't have to be good at, like, any specific thing and still be able to beat it, because there's not one really specific, like, theme in the level that's harder than anything else.
Yeah, I'd fully agree with that.
Yeah.
Based on accessibility, I think
Yeah.
definitely Zodiac.
And then the worst top 1, we obviously have Amethyst at number 1. It is
I was
terrible.
waiting for you to say that.
Amethyst doesn't, the vibes are wrong, the accessibility is terrible, it's literally corporation slop, it feels, just wrong in general, it was super buff for the love of the game, not even the love of the game, the love of the list, and, you know, it also just feels like, now, it's like, oh, you know, top 1, no one really cares, bruh. Amethyst became top 1, people cared for a day, not because of the fact that it was top 1, because TS2 is, you know, verified on the same day.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, it shares the same history with Zodiac and its predecessor Thinking Space, where they got verified in the same day, which I think a lot of people look back on that fondly, because it's weird how that repeated, but it's also cool how a technically third top 1 was the firework competition on mobile that day as well.
Yeah, no, that was a crazy May 24th. May 25th, I forgot. But yeah, if you remember, if the only reason why, like, Amethyst, okay, it just sucks that, like, literally no one's got for it besides me. That's how bad it is, because obviously people are, like, scared that it's top 1, but, like, even when Slaughterhouse came out, so many people went for it. When Firework came out, so many people went for it. Shit, even when Acheron came out, so many people went for it. And now, I mean, even Avernus, actually not really, but, like, after Diamond beat it, then
well, Avernus was hated on the spot just because of the hitboxes, but then people were like, wait, the hitboxes don't actually make the level bad?
Yeah, people actually were like, oh, you don't even feel like you died to them, because, you know, Avernus is actually one of the better top 10, surprisingly enough. Obviously, tied hits me the wrong way in every single way.
And that
Also,
seems,
the creator of the level is just a bad person. it gets better, really.
I don't know anything about that, but
Oh, okay, that's great to hear. I can explain it, but you can probably cut it out because I don't want him hating on me more because he already hates me. He's just a racist, transphobe, that's been leaked, stuff like that. Thankfully nothing illegal, but he's just a bad person in general who's also very egotistical. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on.
ah, well that is
Yeah,
interesting
and-
lore I did not know about.
Oh yeah, and more lore, they knew that, Pop Up and Trick and everyone else in like a server that was, you know, when Amethyst being verified, and they still decided to choose to beat the level and take it up on themselves, knowing the creator and host is a bad person who they made fun of while verifying it, but they didn't decide, yeah, maybe this shouldn't be verified because the host doesn't deserve to get recognition because of the terrible person they are. But, you know, hypothetically, obviously, like, allegedly. No, this did happen. But it's okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's the reason why I don't like animals. Yeah.
I mean, I think there. I mean, obviously people have skeletons in their closet, but
What?
like, you know that saying, right? Everyone has skeletons in their closet.
No, that's just you over there.
That's just me. What?
I
don't
think
know.
that's just no one says this.
I've heard plenty of people say it. But
Well,
basically
I've
it's
heard
like,
plenty of people never say it.
wow.
Anyways.
In my second decade of my life. I am old. So,
I get it. Anyways.
but yeah, no, I definitely think that we're probably never gonna be able to stop this goddamn drama. That just like it's all just so unnecessary. But does like any of it really impact you?
Not really. I just find it kind of funny, and that it kind of steers me away from that group. That group has a lot of stuff going against it. TCD has a lot going against it.
So it's woke top 1 player versus based top player.
No, I mean, we could low-key talk about that, because I think that's a great thing to talk about. I think over the past, like, so when I first became number 1, I was high-key hated in the community, mostly because I was, like, 14 and weird, and also did interesting things that,
You don't have to talk.
yeah, but let's just say, I didn't do anything, like, bad, but I was definitely really annoying. So,
I feel that.
yeah, so literally, these past, like, 3 years, I've kind of realized that since I'm top 1, I want to make a interesting impact, so I'm kind of just being myself to my fullest ability, being completely open with, like, everyone, because I feel like a lot of people who would be in my, position would be very scared to do so, and wouldn't be doing this at all. And I want, you know, to have a legacy that's not the fact that I was good at the game, but the fact that I was just straight up open about myself, and that, like, you know, I didn't care that I was myself, really. You know, now that I've literally changed my Twitter profile picture to my persona.
Well,
really
you
cool.
said a poll did that.
Okay, well, yeah.
And
Now
a
that
poll.
it's done that, blah blah blah. I do some ironic stuff. It's okay, but yeah, I do a lot of flip farming on Twitter, but not really. Anyways,
But not okay.
yeah, but I'm just like completely open about all that. I want my lasting legacy to be I wasn't a bad person, and that I was actually kind of likable. Because I feel like once I'm, you know, not top 1 anymore, whoever the next top 1 player will be, let's just assume top off for the time being. I don't think that will be the most. I don't think the community will enjoy.
No,
I think
it's,
everyone.
it's similar
Yeah.
to Space UK. It's like, we don't want this person representing our community.
Well, Space UK was kind of chill.
I mean, he was chill, but obviously he hacked.
Well, yeah. Like, okay, like outside the hacking stuff, I think his like personality was you know, look, obviously mostly fabricated, but like, he was a nice person. You know, that's when people and like, you know, wait, where was I gonna go? No, I lost track. It's over.
Oh no, this means I can pin into the next question.
Wait, I remember. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't know if this counts as ego. I don't know if this counts as anything, but I feel like I have a personality that people like actually know me as compared to like other people.
No,
I feel like I actually have a real personality
agree.
as a top one player.
I actually agree. I feel like it's like what you said about technical earlier. Like, there's actual personality to him, and I feel like I could only name you and technical with top like #1 players, like actual #1 players. Because if Spacey K was an actual #1 player, I would name him too as having an actual personality. But it seems like everyone else just kind of, I'm playing this game right now. Oh, 2 top 1s in one day.
Huh. Wonder who you could be referencing.
Whiskey.
Yeah, no, but yeah. But that's how I feel. That's mostly why I am who I am, is because you know how boring it'd be if every time I uploaded a completion, it was like a completion with like no reaction at all, and I never did any of the streaming stuff, and all I did was just play the game and try to be the best at it.
No, it sucks.
Because that was me. That's why. And I look, if you look back on my YouTube channel, all you see is completions, which is like fair enough. But obviously now I'm trying to do
make
other stuff.
Like your Thinking Space 2 movie. Like,
trying to make actual content where people can also not relating to me will probably be a little hard because like, you know, how do you relate to a top 1 player? That's kind of difficult to do. But you know, having a personality that people can actually like enjoy compared to like, you know, faceless me saying 3 words at the end of completion and then just that's the end of the thing.
Yeah, and I think it's probably also another reason why like currently you are the second biggest top 1 player, and the biggest one is Dolphy, I think.
Oh, Dolphy. Oh, I love Dolphy. He's so silly.
I mean, if we were able to understand, like, I don't understand Russian. I know one word in Russian, and that's the word bicycle. But I feel like if I understood Russian, I feel like I would enjoy him as a top 1 player.
Yeah. I mean, I think, well, Dolphy's, like, I mean, Tartarus boosted him, but I think he did a lot with it. Obviously, we don't know Russian, but if you go through his channel, he did a lot. There's a lot of content videos on his like,
what was he, the first victor of Zodiac? He verified the Rupture, which at the time was top 3, I think.
Yeah, and then he verified Tartarus, which was obviously the big thing. And then he took that and started making content based off around his skill and actually like talking in the videos, having a face cam, all this stuff. Like that's like people know Dolphy because of obviously like Tartarus, but the Russian community, they know Dolphy because he's probably this funny guy who's also done a lot of content who's relatable in some sense. I mean, that's kind of how I strive to be. I never thought about it, but now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, bro, like, I mean, whenever Dolphy does anything, like, there are, like, he has, like, I don't know, like, viewers who consistently come back for him and not for the game he's playing.
Yeah.
I think he, like, now, okay, damn, bro, like, now that I'm thinking about it, that's basically what I'm striving for now. Like, that can sum up literally everything I've been talking about. I want people to watch me for me and not for the game.
Be the American Dolphy?
Yeah. Sure. I mean,
not a bad thing to be. I mean,
it's not a bad thing. I think Dolphy's like he has one controversy, which is did he hack Tartarus? He doesn't have a controversy where he's a terrible person.
The only person I see thinking he hacked it was Riot. Like, Riot is the only guy I saw ever say like, oh, I think he hacked it.
Like the American community has obviously a big stereotype toward Russians as like, hacker, la 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 la, you know. But like Russian, yo, chill, bro. Dolphy, dude, oh my god, Dolphy, I feel like kind of bypasses the stereotype. Also because he can speak English as well, so you know, whenever he needs to speak English, he can.
Yeah.
I wish I knew speak Spanish.
Russian or Spanish? Anyways, but
Bro.
this next question better answer honestly.
Have I ever hacked a level?
Close.
Oh,
Are you a hacker?
oh. Not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay. What did you decide to
Nah.
fund the sunlight?
When I got a new computer, because I think I used to. There's actually. I never hacked any like list levels, but I have hacked challenges as legit towards my old friends, as I passed them off as legit because I wanted to make challenges for them and I wanted them to see me as good. But I was also like 13 or 14 at the time.
So you were a hacker.
Yeah, I think there's a video privated now because I obviously went back and privated a lot of my old videos. There's like this challenge for one of my friends, and when I verified it in quotations, all I did was just beat it at a slower speed and then speed it up in the completion, and then I played it off as legit, and my friend believed me. I think probably not anymore, but you know at the time he believed me. So that's like mostly when I hacked,
Yes. Like basically what everyone in the community 10 years ago would believe.
Yeah.
Is-
So,
I
and
think it's-
thankfully I never did it for like actual list levels yet.
Yeah. Yet. You're gonna hack Amethyst because you hate it that much?
I mean, high key, yeah, but no, I'm kidding. But like, I low key, would you blame me though? Because damn, it's actual mental distress. Anyways,
I mean, no. I mean, like, how many clicks or how many attempts are just that one click alone?
15,000. I know the number. I've checked.
Oh, how many attempts do you have on the level?
Like 45,000. Are you noticing a trend here where I have 1/3 of my attempts are going to the first one? Oh, but here's the craziest part. Notice that probably the total attempts I have from 0 are probably not even like 20,000.
Oh yeah, because like.
Because you
'cause
practice
run.
a lot. Yeah. So, I think there's a reason why I don't like the level. Obviously, it's low-key my fault for playing with CBF, but also at the same time, without CBF, this issue would still happen.
That
Just
is
not
true.
to the extent. I do like it. It's kind of it's funny to laugh about, and I don't take it like seriously. Like it's funny to think that like 15,000 of my attempts are going to the first click where I've set up my respawn time to be such a specific millisecond so that I don't have to like think about the click and still be able to kind of do it. Just my body naturally knowing.
Yeah.
And still, I had that many deaths there. But besides that, yeah. I mean, the same issue would probably occur if I, for some reason, was not the verified quantum processing, and the first click was still a soft blocker, and I would still probably play with CBF, and died at the first click 15,000 times.
Yeah, I mean, Quantu's processing is
The best level.
like, I've seen people talk about how it's actually fun.
Yeah, I haven't, probably because I'm not. Yeah, I think one person I've ever seen said it was actually not even too bad.
Like, it's definitely just slob gameplay.
Hard.
But it's hard.
Oh, it's not just slog.
It's.
Oh, there's thought put behind some of the gameplay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And also the gameplay changes that I made have thought behind them. So I think the craziest thing about Quantum's processing is, in my opinion, it actually has soul behind it in some sense. I don't know how, but there's soul behind Quantum's processing compared to when you look at Amethyst and you're like, wow, this is soulless. It's insane.
It's like not everything has to be good for it to have some sort of passion in it. And
Exactly.
I see your viewpoint with Amethyst. And speaking of the first click, have you ever like tracked a portion of like when you stream it to see how like if there's a gap of time where you're just on the one click alone?
I haven't personally done this, but I remember reading something where someone estimated like 7 out of 8 times. I'm just dying to the first lick.
What the, like, attempts?
I don't know how they like described it specifically, but like in terms of time, 7 out of 8 seconds are mostly at the first lick. I think that's a great way to put it. 7 out of 8 seconds.
Huh.
It's fair though, but like that's also I don't really stream Amethyst much anymore because whenever I stream and record at the same time because Demonless rules, I get stutters on my game, no matter the level.
Yeah.
And because Amethyst is top 1 where one stutter will kill me, I decided it's probably not worth it to stream it. So
Yeah, it's a terrible level, and I understand the stutters. I mean, I've baby raged about it a lot while I'm playing Zodiac.
yeah, I mean, and it literally is true because my 2 guests of 80 and 79 happened off stream. And also the fact that the day I got 79 was the first time I played it in 4 days. Like, it's just like that, where like, I think the last time I streamed it, for the last time, didn't do anything, didn't play for 4 days, played it once at night, and then got 79. And I was like, oh, I'm a lot better at this off stream, and I haven't played it since, which is interesting.
On stream makes everything a lot harder.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I still have good runs on it on stream.
Yeah.
But like, for some reason, my game wants to start.
And, so, other than yourself, or wait, no, I mean the wrong question. I'm stupid.
Oh.
Who do you think, like, who would you want to be the next #1 player? Like, if you were to, like, I mean, obviously you're gonna be surpassed. Like, we're all gonna die one day.
Yep.
But like,
Who would I want?
yeah, who would you like to see be the one to dethrone you?
Like, okay, does this have to be the case where it's like they are right now like a great player who
No.
clearly are like just literally anyone?
Literally anybody. Or you can answer both. You can like anybody, and then you can answer like if it's a current top player.
Yeah. For like anybody at all.
Literally anybody.
Like I honestly, okay. I would love Skizzle to be #1, but that's just because like Skizzle is the dumbest person ever who is a great person. So he's just a funny guy. But also, if you go through his Twitter, I don't think Job would, like if he tried to get an actual job, they did a background check on him. I don't think they would like his Twitter.
Yeah, I stay off Twitter because of that.
Yeah. But like he doesn't post anything like bad. They're just all ironic posts here. Let me get one specific. Okay, let's do his most recent tweet because he definitely tweeted not long ago. I got my Labubu on and my Dubai chocolate Vuitton. And then he's also posted like I'm in the cuck chair. He just posts this stuff, and like outside of his Twitter, because his Twitter is just like I talk to him so much outside. He's just a chill guy. So I'd love him to be #1 because I think he would do a lot with like the personality wise of like top 1 players.
Oh, evidently.
Yeah, you know, it'd be very easy to relate to. That's what I'd say. I think it'd be quite easy to relate to in sort of like a personality sense. And then current coming top 1 player who's like probably actually shown like pretty good signs. Like I probably just have to go with like WizKid.
Exactly
Like he's just yeah, like it's not that like I don't talk to WizKid a lot, but already there's like he already has like a personality kind of wrapped around him, but also the fact he's a very dynamic player.
Yeah, he's like very general with his skill, and like I even made a short on him saying like, who will be the next player to dethrone him? You might think it's Pava or Crit.
But
No, it's definitely Witzkid would be the most promising, I would say.
yeah, and also like it's not the fact that it's promising, but if he were to start slowly climbing the ranks again, because I think he's taking a lot of time off like grinding list levels
Yeah.
to do some other like fun stuff in his game because he actually like enjoys the game for the game. He's trying to do that compared to like if he fully grinded the list, I wouldn't be surprised if he got like the top 6, top 5 spot. But
100%.
I think the thing with WizKid is like you would see the grind and it feels real. I don't know how to describe it to you, but like, you know, he's not spending so little time on a level to the point where it's like, oh, and then he's just like, oh, I beat this in like 2 days, GG. Like every time he has a completion, you feel like there's some actual like sense behind it.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, I don't feel the same way about myself. That's why I kind of, you know, it just kind of sucks in a sense. Like I feel like anytime I beat any level, it's just like, oh, cool. Like I guess I did it.
And I definitely see that, and I think that with WizKid, I think I understand your viewpoint with him being you can notice how he enjoys the game for the game, because of the amount of times he just kind of like does these spam challenges all the time, and realistically, like you don't have to do these spam challenges to get good at stuff like all. alternating, but he keeps on doing that. And I think it's because he does find those really fun.
I think he finds those fun, but he also like knows that like a lot of people know WizKid because he's a really good spammer as well. Like yeah, don't get me, like he's a really consistent. Like sure, he's not the best because obviously there are people who know like alternation spam.
Yeah.
There's like a whole list behind it. But because his like skill set's so diverse, he's able to use alternation and like higher up skill levels.
Yeah.
Which you know I could do as well. Nah, but like
I definitely think he's the least game mode carried player. And honestly, next short, rage beating everybody, who's the most diverse, best diverse player?
I mean, he's also done like he's literally beaten the top one platformer before, like former top one. Like he's also good at platform. So that's how you like. He's literally playing the game because he enjoys it, and it's nice to see someone like enjoy the game.
Yeah. I think you like enjoying the game. You clearly love it when there's people who enjoy the game.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny I say this while myself, I don't remember the last time I've like, well, actually no, the plunge. Oh my god, the plunge is such a good level.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
was
God,
watching you
actually.
play that, and
Wow,
your
so
thumbnails.
right now. It was.
Yeah, wasn't your thumbnails like glazing it? Like that cat.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes,
like
bro.
that. It looks like a good level.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when I set my eyes on the plunge, I was like, damn, this is great. And I played it, and I was like, damn, this is great. And I kept playing it, and I was like, damn. And I beat it in 3 days because I actually played it a lot because I enjoyed it. And I wish I could. It kind of sucks how GD works like that. Like if you really enjoy a level, once you beat it, it's like, oh.
Yeah, it's over, and it sucks. You want to keep playing it, but then it feels really.
Yeah. There's like a weird thing about levels that I hate playing a lot. Is the fact that it's like there is always something I can do, but if I like, let's say tomorrow I beat Amethyst for no reason at all, there will never be like there's not going to be another level that I can just always go back to if I have nothing else to do. It's like, you know, there's like there's always this thing where it's like if let's say you're working on this like hypothetically school project, you actually hate doing it, but you spend so much of your time on it, it becomes a routine that once you're done with it, you actually kind of miss doing it because you had something to do.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I did terrible in school, so I just like I think I've only ever finished one school project.
Yeah, no, I mean, school projects are the only thing else. But like, the only reason why I say this is because recently I watched this like documentary. It's not really a documentary, but it was like this one stand-up comedian. When COVID happened, he created like a not really documentary, but like a show inside of his house, and he spent like a year on it. And he records himself doing the process of it as well. And he talks about the fact that it's like, you know, once he's done with it, he's kind of scared of what's gonna happen because he's been doing that for so long. It became like his lifestyle.
Huh. That. Vic should probably know what you're talking about, but
Maybe.
so I brought up the fact that you really like well, I guess I'll chalk it down to passionate players of the game, because I wanted to know, who would you put on a Geometry Dash Mount Rushmore?
Geometry Dash Mount Rushmore.
Yes,
huh?
yes.
Okay.
I saw Mr. Beast ask this about YouTube, and I was like, I gotta ask Link though.
Problem.
It was a good question. I really like it.
it's a good question because it's kind of funny.
It is funny.
Let's put the first person. Well, okay, there's so many like ways you could like infer the question because there's so many different categories you could base it off of. So
Yeah.
you're just gonna hear me say players, and then I can try explain them later. But we got, I think, Mount Rushmore of players. Nepesta's up there.
Mhm.
Then,
Oh. You probably got probably funny game. I think he would be up there.
I would.
Well, okay, funny game or Kermal. I think they could be interswapped. As I think there should be like I think I'm doing this in a sense of like one of each category. So I think Nepesta, and then you have funny game or Kermal because I find them kind of the same. And then like, dude, I don't know. It's
I forgot there's 4.
Yeah. So you
Cause
could do a
I think,
content creator
yeah,
for one.
yeah, but that's kind of why I said Nepesta.
Oh, wait, is he not player?
He's well, that I mean, I think he's the
Both.
reason why he's a player and a really well respected one is because he was a content creator. And that people know him, you know, because of his personality. I think the Pest had one of like the best like widespread like Geometry Dash personalities that everyone like actually enjoyed.
Yeah,
He-
no,
he-
he was the one creator I had viewing longevity for.
Yeah, and then Funny Gamer Kermal, they had the most like impact I think in terms of like the creating side,
Mhm.
and then probably.
I don't even know what to base it off of. That's the issue.
Hacker. Do hacker for one.
What? Okay.
Cyclic or Space UK. Or
Well,
Anaban.
yeah.
Anaban.
Anaban's kind of funny,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Probably. I wanted to put Riot up there, but I think there's so much more that's happened nowadays.
I mean, if you think about it, Mount Rushmore is like the people of the past.
Honest. Yeah, people in the past, but I think unironically, this Absolute needs to go up there.
I agree.
Creator of Mega Hack. I mean, and then you could also like interchange him with Sizzy because they created CBF, and I think that will be like, I think that's pretty insane
Oh.
because that will be like very known. And then for one more, I don't want to put Rob Top because I hate him. So
I wouldn't put Rob Top either. I mean, freaking, you don't got
probably
built Mount Rushmore on there.
Honestly, you could put Paco up there or Zoe. I don't know. Honestly, I think they could go up there purely because of the fact that one, obviously, exposed Space UK. Wow. Two, we're a good player in the sense that they helped. Like they are like at least one of the reasons why I like saw the list more. I think they're a very prominent member of the community. Everyone knows them because they've done so many things. Like they're like, and this is all like list side, I think, because the list, the Pointer Crate list has, without the Pointer Crate list, I do not think Geometry Dash would be relatively close to if it at all popular compared to if it had the list or didn't have the list.
I think, I mean, I agree with you because I definitely have no recollection of looking at the Demon list in 2021, like at all, except for when Zodiac got, or no, when the Golden and Sonic Wave Infinity and Tartarus were like fighting for the #1 spot or something. And
Yeah.
like I remember that was a whole topic of discussion, and then Tartarus was declared as the harder one. But in 2021, I just don't remember the list at all. I remember seeing the 3 levels get rated. I didn't look at the list up until I think when Silent Clubstep got verified, which was by
Yeah.
Paco.
Yeah, I think I mean, with them being basically like the list, not owner, I forgot what they call it, sort of like basically like, you know, someone who, you know,
Monitors
Top.
it.
not what do they call it? Give me a second. List leader, because they basically lead the list in a nutshell. Like long time, people still know who she is.
Yeah. And she's one of the bigger list moderators.
Yeah, and she definitely helped with all the background stuff for the list as well, and like all the rules that were added were, you know, I know she had a lot of impact on them. So
And honestly, if I were to do a Mount Rushmore, do it very easily. I would do it in 4 categories. I would do hacker, I would do player, level creator, and content creator. And I would do absolute as the hacker. I would do
that's why
I would do obviously Eric Van Wilderman is the content creator because
I get that. Yeah, he's been here. He's goat.
the biggest longevity of a YouTube channel for Geometry Dash. And for player, I would say probably Riot because realistically, you can say that we're a bundle of players that we're pushing the limits of the game. But because we had Bloodbath seen as harder for, like, Bloodbath was the first level to be top 1 for a year, even though it was, like, it made Phobos and Wacropolis retrospective top 1s because of like, at the time, Bloodbath was harder and Wacropolis didn't get rated.
Thank you, Rob Top.
Thank you, Rob Top. And I think it was like just under. It was either just under or just over a year that Bloodbath was on the top 1, and it was like the first one to do so. So that's why I would put Riot at number 1, and also at player for the Mount Rushmore. And then creator, I agree with fun game.
Yeah.
It would be so absolute, Riot, fun game, Eric Van Wilderman.
That's valid.
And this is a question I've been kind of like really wanting to ask you. If Space UK never got caught and he was still hacking, would you, like, do you think you would try to rival him, or do you think you would just leave?
I was already rivaling. I would still be rivaling. If he was still hacking to this day, he'd probably give me the motivation to beat the entire list.
Even codependence?
I think with him, because when I was grinding the list like hell, my motivation came from 2 things. It was surpassing him, and then beating the whole list because it was possible at the time. If he was still hacking and he was number 1, the motivation to surpass him would be above like all else, and I would probably spend a lot more time, being like, I have to do this, I gotta go for Codep. I'd be passionate about the game again purely because I'd want to be number 1, and that's where I find a lot of my passion in. Obviously, since I've been number 1 for such a long time now, my passion's obviously gone down a little bit, but I try my best. I think this is okay. Quick little stray, but it sucks that whenever I'm trying to have like any fun in the game, people still see me as just like, oh bro, just go play the hardest level. Lol, you can do this. Like,
Go be Booba Wamba already.
yeah, no, it's just like there's a reason why I'm trying to like sure I play these like easier levels, but sure they still suck because I'm just like, oh, I find grinding the list still kind of fun. Especially I find the reward of beating a level way better than the mental torment that I go through. Besides TS2 and Amethyst, because those they will never surpass. But like with me beating Future Funk at 2 times speed, sure. That one I did pretty recently. I found that pretty fun because it was actually like kind of silly.
Yeah.
All my silly ideas. There's actually so much backlog that I have going on now. There's like many things I could upload. Like Ritual with Pause. That was like genuinely, I think, the first thing I've ever done in this game where I put a handicap on myself and I still enjoyed it so much because it was so new to me that I was actually trying to like have fun in the game in a sense where I'm doing something so stupid that it was fun.
Yeah.
And
the amount of questions that were like, ask him about a new Podest. When is he gonna have a new Podest?
yeah, like I like the idea that I can do that and kind of not set a trend, but like other people will think of it and like, oh, that's kind of cool. I might try it as well, even if it's like a really stupid thing. Like
Yep.
Poddest.
Yep, yeah, and people were asking, oh, where do you get them? And it's like, go on Amazon and just look up furry pods. You'll probably find them.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, thankfully, with me being quite open, even though it's like half a joke, not at all actually, but I play it off as half a joke, of being a furry, that people know me as the furry top 1 guy, and that's way better than being known as just like the guy who beat all the main levels, because that's boring.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. I don't have to ask you that
Yeah.
question now. Still gonna for the clip though.
W clip bar, yes!
But back onto Space UK. Actually, no, I want to go on about Boobawamba instead, because I want to know, like, do you think you'll ever have the top 10 completed ever if Boobawamba stays in it?
Yeah.
You think you would go for Boobawamba?
Yeah, it would just be like, the best part about me going for Boobawamba is I know it'll take me a long time. It is a level so weird in a sense that I know it'll take me a long time. It probably take, if I was full grinding a level, I think Amethyst would take me less time than Boobawamba, purely because Boobawamba is so weird and wacky and silly and quirky, especially with the random thing at the ending, and with how I've seen other people describe it as quite difficult. And I know it's gonna take me a long time, but it's not 2-player. That's the best part. I know for a fact that 2-player for me is something I don't have it in for me. I can't. I've tried. My left hand is so much worse at playing the game than my right hand, let alone simultaneously doing both at the same time. I'm not good at that.
It's
So
like being the opposite of ambidextrous.
sure, yeah, kind of, yeah. So I do plan on going for Boobawamba. I want to beat it at least beat it by the end of the year for me personally right now, just because it's like I feel like I can.
You hear it here, folks. He's gonna beat Boobawamba before the end of the year. Everyone, you got your answer.
Yep.
This was a question I've heard a lot at the beginning of this year, because I remember actively watching it just slowly get punched up the list, punched up until 3. And there's no explanation as to why it was at number 3, other than the fact that they want someone to beat this level to finally determine where the hell the difficulty is.
Yeah. It's just like, I mean, it kind of goes on to the point where it's like nowadays top play is so restrictive. There's only a certain amount in the top 5, but that's what everyone cares about. So
I mean, I think the most accessible top 5 right now, I'd say, is probably Title. I mean,
I'd say every end.
actually, wait, is that number 5 still?
I think. I don't know.
Okay,
Probably.
well, if it's number 5, then yeah, every end. But oh yeah, I know it is, because Andromeda's number 6.
That's so funny I beat those levels. I have this issue where like every level takes me the same time until you reach the top 5, and then everything takes me an exponential much longer. Because my brain's weird.
Wait, what?
Every level on the list roughly takes me the same amount of time until you reach the top 5, where it exponentially increases in time for me.
Oh, I was gonna say, I mean, that doesn't seem odd to me. That seems kind of normal.
Yeah, but I mean like everything. I
So,
meant
like, number
like
6?
an extended list would take me the same amount of time as like a top 30.
Huh.
Because the difficulty gap and the gaps in the level, my brain just has to learn them, and no matter really the size of them, it's like really obvious that damn, this is like really easy. That
Can we invite him back if he actually tried to be a legit player?
I mean, he kind of did for a bit. I mean, I don't know. I'd like it just there. It would just be there would be a whole grudge against him, no matter what he did. I respect him for basically trying for a little bit and then not doing it anymore. So, I mean, I know his, like, the funny part is like I know his skill level is not that to the caliber of like me anymore. Like not even close. So like he can play the game. I wouldn't really care. I know that he wouldn't be to his skill level that he was by cheating. So I guess I wouldn't really mind it.
That makes sense. It's like you said, like people are gonna always hold that grudge. And I mean, it exposes the duality because I know 99% of this community would invite Cyclic back if he decided to try. Obviously, that's not gonna happen.
Well, the biggest reason, the reason why everyone would prefer Cyclic coming back compared to Space is because Cyclic willingly was like, yeah, I cheated.
Well, yeah, true.
He wasn't like forced by the list because Space would have probably kept going no matter what, but Cyclic stopped it by himself, being like, I can't do this. Which shows infinitely more character.
That is true.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of people don't have much hate towards Cyclic, because it's like, you know, he came out as some, like, he came out by himself as a...
Yeah. I mean, I guess that is a fair point. And I think it's also cool that it kind of repeated how it's like Riot versus Cyclic, and Riot defeats the hacker, and you versus Space UK, and you defeated the hacker.
Yeah, it feels fake, but yeah, it's just crazy.
It's weird how we literally made a video on this, how shit keeps repeating in GD, and then it happens again in May with the fucking thinking space.
Yeah, I don't get it, but like, it's not even, like, history repeats itself, GD or not GD, I feel like.
No, it's true.
Somehow.
I don't know, I'm in quite a handful of communities, and I would say GD is the one that repeats itself the most. And it's pretty, it's very uncanny.
Yeah, it's kind of silly though.
True.
It gives it more character.
Yeah. I got this next question from an RL. How do you stay motivated when you're playing a level from zero?
In what sense?
Like if you practice the level, you know it, but like, let's take Amethyst for example. You're playing it from zero and it just fucking sucks. Like, what keeps you to just keep on playing?
There's an issue there. It's called I sometimes don't.
Well, the days you do.
Okay, yeah, because I think for me personally, how it goes is I have these like bursts of like motivation where it's like, okay, if I just grind it out for like a few days, I think I could beat it. And then once those few days are up and I realize I couldn't, I just don't play it for a long time, and the cycle repeats until eventually I do. It's the exact same thing that happened with Thinking Space 2 as well, where I would play for like a week or two, and I'd get like really far a lot, and I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe I can do it this time. And then I don't, and I didn't play it for like a month, and I came back to it, and then I was obviously able to do it. So that's mostly my mindset, is like I just take like if something takes me a long time, I will play a lot easier. I will play easier levels almost. I will not care what people ask me to do. Like I'll get back to it. Like I know once because I've reached breaking points many times playing this game. I think what was it? I think TS2 was the first level ever to genuinely make me cry over the game. It was that mentally destroying for me that was my first cue to take like my first break. And I've never had an experience like it ever. I probably won't ever have an experience like it to date ever again. Because crying over GD is something I've literally never said this before. I've only talked to one person ever about it. I don't really care if it's an interview. I don't care much because it's like might as well. I've only said this one person ever. I was in call with one of my friends, and I was just kind of thinking about how long I was taking with TS2, and I genuinely just broke down in call. It was actually terrible, and like it kind of sucks because my motivation at the time was the fact that I broke down, and I was kind of hoping that it would somehow make me better, which is crazy. That's still my mindset.